Have you ever wondered why some people stay emotionally strong, even during stress, failure, loneliness, or chaos, while others break down emotionally over small problems? Certain people remain calm, focused, mentally powerful, and surprisingly, their strength often comes from silent habits nobody notices. Not motivation, not talent, not luck, habits. Small behaviors repeated daily that slowly rewire the mind. Because mental strength is not built in dramatic moments. It's built quietly, in silence. These are the silent habits that make you mentally strong. The first habit is learning to stay alone without feeling empty. Most people fear being alone because silence forces them to face their thoughts, their insecurities, their emotions, so they constantly distract themselves, scrolling endlessly, seeking attention, needing validation. But mentally strong people become comfortable with solitude. They use alone time to think clearly, reflect deeply, and reconnect with themselves emotionally. Because psychological strength grows when you stop depending on constant external stimulation. The second habit is controlling emotional reactions. Mentally weak people react instantly. They argue emotionally, panic quickly, get offended easily. But mentally strong people pause before reacting. They understand something important. Not every emotion deserves a response. Sometimes silence is smarter than proving a point. Sometimes calmness is more powerful than anger. Emotional control creates mental clarity, and clarity creates strength. The third habit is protecting energy carefully. Mentally strong people stop giving emotional energy to everything. They avoid unnecessary drama, toxic arguments, attention-seeking, negativity, constant comparison, because they understand that attention is psychological energy, and where your attention goes, your mental state follows. Weak minds become exhausted by everything around them. Strong minds choose carefully what deserves emotional focus. The fourth habit is staying disciplined even without motivation. Most people only work when they feel inspired, but mentally strong people understand that motivation is temporary. Discipline matters more. They continue, improving, learning, working, exercising, growing, even when they don't feel like it. Because real growth happens when emotions stop controlling behavior. And this creates psychological resilience. The fifth habit is learning to become emotionally independent. This is rare today. Many people depend emotionally on validation, attention, approval, relationships, social media. Their mood constantly changes based on other people's reactions. But mentally strong individuals develop internal stability. They stop needing constant reassurance. They stop chasing approval from everyone. And slowly, their confidence becomes quieter and stronger because emotional independence creates freedom. The sixth habit is observing more and speaking less. Weak people often talk emotionally without thinking deeply, but mentally strong people observe carefully. They listen, analyze, watch behavior patterns, and because they spend more time observing than reacting, they understand people more clearly. Silence increases awareness. This is why calm people often appear wiser psychologically. They think before speaking, and thoughtful people usually make better emotional decisions. The seventh habit is accepting discomfort instead of escaping it. Most humans naturally avoid discomfort, pain, failure, rejection, uncertainty. But mentally strong people understand that discomfort builds growth. Avoiding difficult situations weakens the mind over time. Facing them strengthens it. This is why resilient people willingly do difficult things. Hard conversations, discipline, routines, uncomfortable growth, emotional healing. Because they know comfort alone never creates strength. The eighth habit is protecting inner peace. Mentally strong people become selective emotionally. They stop allowing every person, every opinion, and every situation to disturb their mind. This doesn't mean becoming cold. It means understanding boundaries. Not everything deserves access to your emotions. And psychologically, protecting peace becomes a form of self-respect. The ninth habit is controlling negative self-talk. Most people don't realize how powerfully their inner voice shapes mental strength. Some people constantly tell themselves, I'm not good enough. I always fail. Nobody cares. I can't do this. And over time, the brain begins believing repeated thoughts. Psychologists call this cognitive conditioning. Your thoughts slowly shape your emotional reality. Mentally strong people become aware of destructive thinking patterns. They don't blindly believe every negative thought that appears in the mind, because awareness weakens mental negativity. The 10th habit is staying calm under pressure. Pressure reveals psychology. Anyone can appear strong when life feels easy, but difficult moments reveal emotional discipline. Mentally strong people still feel stress, still feel fear, still feel uncertainty, but they don't let emotions fully control their behavior. They slow down, think clearly, breathe deeply, and focus on solutions instead of panic, because calmness during chaos is psychological power. And finally, the most important habit of all, mentally strong people take responsibility for their life. Weak people blame. Circumstances sucker people's world. But mentally strong people focus on what they can control. Their mindset, their habits, their decisions, their emotional responses. Because responsibility creates power. The moment you stop blaming everything outside yourself, you begin becoming stronger internally. The truth is, mental strength is not loud. It's not showing off. It's not pretending to never feel pain. Real mental strength is quiet. It's the ability to stay calm during chaos, to remain disciplined without motivation, to control emotions without suppressing them, to stay alone without feeling empty, and to continue growing, even when life becomes difficult. Because maybe the strongest people in the world are simply the people who learn how to protect their mind quietly. Subscribe to Thinkverse for more videos about psychology, emotional intelligence, confidence.